you believe within your heart, you'll know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Believe there's a reason to be. Believe you can make time stand still. And know from the moment you try, if you believe, I know you will. Believe in yourself right from the start. You'll have brains, you'll have a heart, you'll have the courage to last the whole life through. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself as I believe in you. If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path that you must go. Believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time will come around when you'll say it's yours. Oh, believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Then click your heels 3 times if you believe. Then you'll be there. Oh, believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic right here in your heart. Believe all the things, not because I told you to. Just believe in yourself. Oh, yes, believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself as I believe in you. Thank you,
That's
Seaside.
right. Our very own Rebecca Jade. Man, that was just fabulous. Oh, wow. Hey, good morning, Seaside. Woo, what a joy it is to be with you. And Rebecca, I like those shoes. Oh, my goodness. What do you think? We found the one who they fit. That's great. Hey, we had a good time. Coyotes the other night.
That was so much fun. Thank you to everybody that showed up. Oh my goodness.
Woo. We're just so proud of you. That is a lot of fun to be able to watch you out in the world. So
I appreciate it.
that's good. Hey, we're in the store for some wonderful treat this morning. Welcome as we are in this wonderful world of Oz. We are exploring the metaphysical significance of the Wizard of Oz in relation to our personal lives. It's been a fun journey. This morning was exciting, and I trust that energy continues. And just welcome if you're here for the first time. We don't always have our stage dressed up like this, but you picked a fun day to be with us, so I'm glad you're here. Also, just to fill you in, last week, if you remember, about 70 of us stuck around after the service to work on our vision for Seaside. What does Seaside look like in 2027? And we had all this input that was given. It was taken this week and assimilated, and we got a line that came out. Now, by no means is this going to be the vision statement. But imagine taking the input of 70 people and trying to get a line out of it. So we got that. And we liked our statement, our vision, but we wanted to move on. And we really liked the movement statement, a world that works for everyone. But then the conversation that's kind of like pretty big, trying to think we're going to save the world. And so we toned it down a little bit, but we wanted something clear, concise, something that stretched us, and something that felt very inclusive. So I'm about to share that with you, but I want you to notice at the bottom is my email. I'm encouraging you to email me something this week like, this is good, this stinks, part of it's wonderful, the other part drop, or keep it the way it is, start over, anything. But this is it, a vibrant spiritual community that works for everyone, including you. So I just encourage you, CCS at Seaside Center. We're getting together again this week to wordsmith it and work it. And so I encourage your input and welcome that. So I'll tell you what, it's time to move on with our service. And we always start with a wonderful practitioner that holds the light. Today it is Patty Christiansen, who is one of my Scandinavian sisters and one who knows how to hold the consciousness, which means she is in our prayer center, just being that conduit for that spirit to flow through her with an ease and a grace. And afterwards, after the service, I encourage people to go back to the center, find a practitioner and get some prayer. But being it's the fourth Sunday of the month, all the practitioners are standing up here so you can come and receive a prayer after the service directly from them. But in the meantime, I'm going to get us rolling into a deeper place with prayer. So get yourself comfortable, wiggle on into your seat if you would, close your eyes if you want, and just surrender to the stillness in this moment. And resonating with that divine frequency of love. There is a deep vibration of spirit that is moving within the walls of this community. For truly the heart and soul of this community is you, is this collective awareness. And that collective awareness comes from that connectedness in the spirit of God that is love, and there is a caring, there's a compassion, is how this love is expressed. And I know that as we progress down this golden road together, this road of spiritual pollen, I know right now that Spirit brings forth the juiciness and the nectar of the divine, becomes a real experience that enriches our body, mind, and soul in this time together. So open and receptive to that which is about to make itself known, dropping anything that would deny that divine movement, and becoming receptive to that personal touch that Spirit is about to have with each and every one of us. We go forth in love and joy and presence. And so it is. Amen. How'd that feel? All right. I'll tell you what, why don't you stand up and just share that good feeling with the person that's next to you. Let them know how happy you are that they are here. Let them know your appreciation for their presence. Let your love be known. And join us for our congregational song.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my life, what must I do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
All right. You're back.
Good morning, Seaside.
Oh, hey.
Yes, use me. Isn't that beautiful? Each person being that unique, divine, individual creation of God, knowing that you are here on this planet to do something special, to be on purpose. And so we come here on this Sunday morning to be together in that joy, to be together in that love, as we follow this Yellowbrook Road to this inner journey of the hero's journey within your heart. So I'm grateful to be with you here this morning. And if you are new here, welcome to Seaside. I know what we have in store for you this morning is an amazing, creative experience. So sit tight, open your heart, and just allow Spirit to come through. I would like to invite you also this Wednesday, if you're new here or if you're not. The best way to get to know Seaside is just to get inside Seaside. And this Wednesday, I'll be speaking at Practicing the Presence, the ultimate prescription to happiness.
Ooh.
At this time, I would like to invite Sunny Goodwin up. She is part of the interfaith community for the homeless shelter, and she's going to tell us what's going to happen for the holiday.
So, with a brief show of hands, how many of you know about what we do every year with the shelter people and how we participate in that? Good. A lot of you do. Many of you know that 20 years ago, I found myself in that position with no home. And it was really shocking to me. I have come a very long way. Talk about prosperity and the way Seaside has helped us and helping me find my wonderful husband here. So, but this is not about me. This is about helping others and really finding a way to show that we we do more than just talk about a world that works for everyone. We pitch in and we help make it happen. So starting now until December, I am going to be collecting volunteers, donations, people who can help either spend a night or provide a meal, whatever. It's going to be at Bethlehem Church, Lutheran Church on Ballure here in Encinitas this year. We will have the week from December 11th through the 18th, and this is our opportunity to really show our prosperity and give back to those who have fallen on hard times. And I want you to know that these people are no different than a lot of us. They are fighting sometimes a challenge with a health issue and they can't work. They don't happen to have any disability insurance. They have children, and many times we have seen people in the shelter have to make a decision as to whether to pay for cancer treatment for a loved one or not, and keep their house or lose it. So we see lots of reasons why families are in these conditions, and we mostly have families with children. So whatever you can do to help, I'll be back there with a sign, and Sandy Atkinson is also here, right over there. And if you have any questions, come see me so that we can really participate in our vision fully as in a world that works for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonny, very much for everything you do. Yes, and let's help our brothers and
Nice job.
sisters of the world.
Thank you.
So at
Great.
this time, I'm going to invite you to, I want to tell you that you have a gift in your program that Dr. Reverend Christian Sorensen wrote a prayer for you for this upcoming election, knowing that you will pick this with discernment and joy, and you will hold that consciousness of peace and love and harmony in the world. So as I go into this mode, I invite you to close your eyes and to go within and just to open up your heart, open up your soul, open up your whole being to that infinite expression of the divine spirit that is always seeking to express itself in all and through all, for there is nowhere where God is not. It is that internal infinite intelligence that's always creating form, creating love, creating joy, creating harmony right here and right now. And I know that my life is all that God is, for I am the life of God. I am that unique individualized expression of spirit in action, in love, in joy, in wholeness. And as I know this is my divine truth, I know that each person here is divine in their own individual way. You are individualized expression of the one, of the wholeness, of the goodness, of the expression of God, each person being unique, each person divine in their own unique way. And when I know that each person opens up their heart and their mind and their soul to these unique choices that we have in our life, whether to go right or left, whether to go up and down, we know that it is all good and it is all God. And there is an inner wisdom that speaks to the heart and the soul and the mind of each and every person that divinely guides them and directs them in each way of their lives. And I'm grateful for Dr. Reverend Christian Sorensen, for he is that conduit of love and joy and creativity, and he expresses the Yellow Brick Road and that inner journey as we take this journey expressing God as our life. And I'm just so filled with love and filled with joy for this community as we come together as one on a Sunday to remind ourselves of the power and the presence of this joy and love. And I release my word into the law, knowing that it is done, and so it is.
Good morning, Seaside.
Good morning.
Happy Sunday, everybody. It is my honor to introduce our guest artist, and she's just a doll. We're so glad she's here. She's such a wonderful spirit, and she's been coming here for years, and I'm just glad to finally be in her circle, and she's extremely talented, super sweet, and she actually has music with her. She has a couple CDs, so if you are moved by her music, please see her after the service. And without further ado, please help me welcome Bashira.
I always feel so amazingly high after Rebecca, you do what you do. Flying on air. I am so excited to be with you, as I always am. I'm going to start off with an original song entitled God's Dream. Let's do it. 1, 2.
Oh yeah.
The time is now. I can't wait any longer. My journey's long, but I shall endure. Remember always what God put you here for. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you forget God's dream. It's what we're meant to be. Don't you forget God's dream. Even when I'm seen no longer, and I will look back across the skies, across the sea, and I smile in your direction, and know you're smiling back at me. And there's one more thing that you must know forevermore. Yeah, yeah. Remember always what God put you here for. Yeah, 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 yeah. Don't you forget God's dream. It's what we're meant to be. Don't you forget God's dream. Even when I'm seen no longer, don't you forget it, don't you cry. God's right beside you, so just wipe your little eyes, baby, yeah, yeah. Come on, let's get some saxophone, oh, yeah. Just a little bit more, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Don't you forget God's dream, yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't you forget it, don't you cry. God's right beside you, so just wipe your little eyes, baby, yeah, 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 yeah. Don't you forget your dream. It's all you'll ever be. Don't you forget God's dream. Even when I'm seen no longer. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on. I want y'all to listen up right here. Don't you forget it. I won't forget it. No, no, no. Don't you forget it. God's dream. God's
This is Brashira. Woo! Back at Seaside. About time. What a joy, what a joy, what a joy. My goodness. Wow. Man, what a perfect song, Brashira, for this morning. Don't forget God's dream. Don't forget that dream that has been placed inside of you. And that's what Dorothy was doing. She was following that dream. She was heading toward the Emerald City that represented the possibility of that's where the dream would be fulfilled. And what happens in our lives sometimes is we head off in a direction where we think it's going to be, and oftentimes it's not there, but it gets us moving. It gets us onto the path. And so Dorothy started going down this golden road of infinite possibilities to the Emerald City, or that place where the dream just might be. And as she was heading down the road, she got to a fork, like a fork in a road. Yeah, I like what Yogi Berra said, being it's World Series time. He said, when you get to a fork in the road, take it. And it's just really not that simple. Do I go to the right? Do I go to the left? Do I go this way or that way? And, the scarecrow she came in touch with, and he said, well, you go that way. But that way's a good way, too. Or you can go that way. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's confusing. But I'll tell you what, when you are on your hero's journey, you're going to come to the fork of the road. And it is a powerful time in that journey because it's now time for you to step out of what you think is right. It's time for you to step out of what it is you know and begin to trust the path that you're on. And I'm going to give you a little hint when you're in these like trials. Either one of those roads are going to work for you. But I don't want to tell you that. Either one of those roads are going to serve you. But what you want to do is be able to listen to your dream and your heart and your soul that's inside of you. And Scarecrow and Dorothy gave us a perfect lesson. I'll tell you what, we've got two individuals here from Seaside. You know their mom, Carrie, who was in class Tuesday night, came up to me and said, my daughter, Annalise, did the Wizard of Oz with her friend at school this summer. Come on out, ladies. And so she got her friend, wrap up. And now
which way do we go?
That way's a very nice way.
Don't be silly. Scarecrows don't talk.
It's pleasant down that way, too. Of course, some people do go both ways.
Why, you did say something, didn't you? My name is Dorothy.
How do you do?
Very well, thank you. And you?
Oh, I'm not feeling at all well. You see, it's very tedious being stuck up here all day long with a pole up your back.
Oh, that must be terribly uncomfortable. Here, let me help you get down.
My, is it good to be free? I finally feel alive again. Except for one thing.
Oh?
I haven't got a brain, only straw. I can't even scare a crow. They come from miles around just to eat in my field and laugh in my face. Oh, I'm a failure because I haven't got a brain.
Wait, how can you talk if you haven't got a brain?
I don't know. But some people without brains do an awful lot of talking.
I suppose you're right. Well, what would you do with a brain if you had one?
Do? Why, if I had a brain... I could while away the hours, conferring with the flowers, consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching while my thoughts were busy hatching. If I only had a brain, I'd unravel every riddle for any individual in trouble or in pain.
With the thoughts you'd be thinking, you could be another Lincoln if you only had a brain.
Oh, I could tell you why the ocean's near the shore.
You could think of things you never thought before.
And then I'd sit and think some more.
You would not be just a nothing,
My head all full of stuffing.
your heart all full of pain.
Then perhaps I'd deserve you and be even worthy of you if I only had a brain.
Dorothy, Annalise, Retta, the Scarecrow. Woo! Oh my. Yeah, we got it good at Seaside. Our teens are just knowing how to do it, that's for sure. Scarecrow, that's what I played in 6th grade. So looking at those two just stirs up my heart and soul. So Ray Bolger would be proud, that's for sure. Though you realize that he didn't actually get that part originally. They cast him as the Tin Man. He later became the Scarecrow because that's the part he wanted. But I'll tell you what, there's something to the Scarecrow that really sticks with me. Is he's sitting there and saying, I just can't do it. I don't have a brain. I'm not worthy. I'm not intelligent. And how often have we said, I can't do this because I'm not good enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I don't have what it takes. You don't have to be a scarecrow. You just have to be without brains because you know what? You've got it all. But it's in that moment you begin to use your brains to focus in on something from your past that doesn't serve you now. And usually what happens in those moments is that you're looking back at a time you didn't do something right. It was like a blunder. You made a mistake. You said something. Sometimes people even call it you sinned. You did something that was really not good, and now you are damned to look at this the rest of your life. And it's like, where'd that come from? You just missed the mark in that moment. But what happens is you begin to interpret your life through that narrow moment, that dark point that you have chosen to identify yourself with, and you begin to perpetuate that experience, and you shut off the light. You begin to see, this is who I am, and you present yourself to the world focused in on this time where my life wasn't working and I didn't do it right. And then the light and the possibilities and the worthiness and the value that you have to bring can't get out because you're sitting there and say, I don't have a brain. And the law of attraction says, okay, you don't have a clue. You're stuck. That's it. So what I got to do is go out and overcome this mistake. I've got to go out and take care of my karma here. I'm going to troubleshoot. And you realize those that are troubleshooting end up finding that trouble shoots back. And it comes back at you. What I want to do is not overcome my karmic mistake, because what happens is we try to overcome it when all you have to do is raise your consciousness a little bit higher. You don't have to be on that wheel for the rest of your life trying to overcome something. All you need to do is to allow your thinking, your awareness, your consciousness to rise higher than where it was that you stumbled before, because you have what it takes. You watch your child make a mistake, you encourage them, don't you? You tell a child and teach them about their enough. You got enoughness over your deficiency, don't you? Then why wouldn't you do that with yourself? You work on empowering a child. You work on validating them as opposed for who they are and what they are, as opposed to criticizing them for what they're not, don't you? Why wouldn't you do that for yourself? You want to fan the flame of their uniqueness, as opposed to say, you know what? To have value, you've got to compare and compete with others. That's not how it works. It comes to the realization, you know what, I've got something inside of me. And I'm not going to be bound by what others think. I'm not going to be guilted into being a certain way. All of a sudden, we get thinking that it doesn't meet somebody else's approval. That's not using your brains. What I want you to do is to use the intelligence that you have been given and not realize that you can be guilted into anything. You can't be guilted into love. You can't be guilted into compassion and caring, kindness. There's something in you that's got to know that you're greater than, but yet there are individuals that I remember growing up. Here's one. When I was growing up, there was one of my neighbors, they weren't allowed to eat meat on Fridays. And I was like, why? I asked, and they said, because it's a sin. It's like, whoa, that's heavy for eating meat. But what was interesting is, a few years later, they were eating meat on Friday. And I asked them what happened. And they said, well, it's not a sin anymore. No, seriously, it was as if there was a group of guys behind closed doors that got together like a homeowners association, voted, said, hey, no more sin, you can eat meat. We're talking about universal spiritual truths, that you were born innocent. You were born as a loving expression of the divine. Who you are is worthy. Who you are is a unique expression upon this planet. And you are to use your consciousness that activates your brain, that operates in this body, so you can function in this world. And you don't have to believe that those are using the fire and brimstone to keep you in fear. There's like some preachers. The Bible's a nice book. It's got some good stuff. But, they take this fire and brimstone to hold you in guilt and to get you to behave. That book's also got some amazingly good stories. It sure does. Why don't they talk about your innocence? Why isn't they talk about the love and your worthiness? Yeah, there's great stories like the one of Jesus. Here tells this parable of he came to town. There's a mob of people. They're about to stone this woman because she was caught in the act of adultery. Now just imagine that for a moment. Caught in the act. Now, isn't that embarrassing enough? But now they're going to stone her. So Jesus says to them, hey, those of you without sin, go ahead, cast the first stone, right? And boom, they all dissipated. And he said, there are none to condemn you, are there? She says, no, your Lord. And he said, get up and go. You're good. You're free. But, that's not only a historical event. it's for me, it's more of the metaphysical meaning that who condemns you are not the other people, but your thoughts. Right. So they're not there anymore. They're gone. Get up, get going. Your thoughts are the ones that condemn you. And if you got a brain, don't focus in on the mistake that you may have made and said, this is who I'm identifying with and sharing to the world. But you know what? I was born innocent. I am born in love. And I have got this unique gift to bring to the world. I'm going to listen to that spirit that's stirring inside of me that's even greater than my brain, but uses my brain to function in this world. I'm going to use that and bring that along. And you know what? All of a sudden, life begins to respond to that kind of magnetism that you are choosing to use in your life. It's your choice. Because, with the new research with the brain, I mean, the scarecrow, I mean, he just, it's like, how did that work? Well, it's not because the old model that used to say your brain was fixed. I mean, when I was growing up, there was a belief that you only got so many brain cells, and if you partied too much, man, you were messed up. But what science is showing us now is that the brain is regenerative, restorative. It recircuits, it reorganizes. And what we get to do is decide how it's going to do that. And the good news of that is like it's plastic. It's a neuroplasticity. The plastic aspect that Ernest Holmes talks about in the subjective, it takes the impress of that and it begins to respond to that. Now, the good news is that you can create what you want. The bad news is you can create what you don't want. There is a responsiveness, and you begin to, this like 3-pound biomass of exuberant, extravagant, universal possibilities has, they say, about a billion or 100 billion, neurons that are going, that are firing. And you got those neurons that are firing, which means there's trillions of like connections, synapses that are happening. It is mind-boggling to think, I messed up and my head is stuck and I'm dragging this groove in my grave just deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. You can have it that way, but you don't have to. Wonderful writing from Gene Houston, and and it's the book we're using. It's what we're doing the Sacred Circles on, The Wizard of Us, which is kind of where we're getting some of these metaphysical thoughts from. And she shares about the Canadian psychologist Donald Hebbs, who talked about neurons that wire together, fire together. Donald wrote that the mind takes the shape of whatever it rests upon. Or more exactly, the brain takes the shape of whatever the mind rests upon. So, if you regularly rest your mind on regrets, resentments, quarrels with others, self-reproach, the voice in the back of your head yammering away about what a nobody you really are, like the scarecrow. Didn't say that. And if others only knew you better, etc., etc., if you rest your mind there, it will change your brain in that direction because the neurons that fire together wire together for better or for worse. That's it. So, it's so the scarecrow. He had a pretty good method here. If you break down what it was that he did, works really well with rewiring the brain. I mean, the first thing he did was notice, here comes the life force, Dorothy, and her little dog Toto too, and it's like he's been hanging out alone. And all of a sudden, here's this life, this joy, this bundle of energy. He's like, wow, I want some part of that. I want to partner with that. It's not like, he tried to hook up with like a deadbeat or anything. It was like someone who was alive. I mean, have you ever been around anyone who's just like a drag? They're not the ones who are going to rewire the neuroplasticity of your brain in a direction that you want to go. You want to hang out with the right person. And so he said, hey, Dorothy, this is real important. He said, I'm stuck. That's like the first thing you got to say when things aren't working. I'm stuck. I can't get down. I got to stick up my back. And then he said something that's real tough for guys to say, particularly when it comes to directions. I need help. Yeah. I need help. I mean, that's it. It's like, I'm stuck and I need help. She came and she let him down. And then what's important here on our spiritual quest or on our visioning, and you got to remember, you're more than your body. Who you are uses your body, right? Who you are is an awareness. Have you ever noticed yourself thinking? A couple of you, okay. But, or have you noticed yourself feeling, I want to go there, I don't want to go there, I really want to get angry, I'm going to let myself go, or, I'm not going to do that, or your thoughts, you're not the thoughts, you're the one noticing that. You're the noticer. That is bringing awareness to the brain that is thinking this situation through. It's what I call the mountaintop awareness. It is that objective third-person awareness that says, I'm going to utilize my brain, and I'm going to use it because there's this law of attraction thing going on. I'm going to send it out. It's going to come back. And so I'm going to use it. But see, that comes from contemplation. And so what happened to the scarecrow, which is important for anybody who's got a dream or a vision you want to go after to create that is greater than where you're living right now, is that you get to... He contemplated, right? He was whiling away the hours, conversing with the flowers. If I only had a brain to show me. That was 6th grade. But, he was thinking about the stars, the universe. I mean, he was expanding his present understanding. It's not any deep, profound stuff. I mean, looking into the eyes of a baby, wow, there's a lot in there. You read something inspirational in the morning, like Joyous Abundance Journal, but something that expands your consciousness, right? That's what you want to do, is you want to get to that expansive place. And then what comes is very important, because expanding consciousness is good. I mean, the philosophies know that. The Christians have their invocation, Native Americans, the shamans, contemplate the 4 corners. They call that in. The Hindus, they've got their meditation. Jungians have their dreams. The Buddhists have mindful practice. You've got to catch that vision that is beyond your brain. You've got to do something that is expansive so you can bring it into your world. And how you bring it into your world, the scarecrow did tremendously. He started dancing. He started flipping. He started going all over the place. He began to move it and integrate it into his body. You read about how you get your brain to work until you're 125. You've got to use it, it says. And the more you integrate movement with it, the more grounded it becomes. You think I would have had that after 10 years of trying to learn Spanish sitting down the whole time. I got to get up and start, hola. It's going to happen, because now the scarecrow has assisted me that I got to get up off my meditation pillow and get into action in life. It's, yeah. That song, the Scarecrow song, it was twice as long. He did a whole jitterbug to that number that they cut out. You can see it on the extra on the anniversary edition if you want to see it. But, you've got to get yourself moving and grooving and happening. And what happens is when you take action, when you have that belief, when you got the feeling involved, you cast something in motion that is powerful. You begin to recognize that my happiness and my freedom is restricted by a story that I may or may not have checked out lately. Which is why it's important to do your meditation and your contemplation and say, am I presently on this golden road, this spiritual pollen, the highway to the Emerald City where the dreams possibly could be the spot to come true, but at least I'm on my path that is leading me in the right direction if I keep moving. Am I able to come into alignment with that and cast that vibration? Because, last week, the spiritual principles of prosperity I spoke about was Dorothy expectancy. You set up that resident field. I have this expectancy, and she's going after it. Nothing's going to stop her. She has this level of expectancy. I'm getting to Emerald City. I'm getting home. And then also she shared that with their compadres on the path. It's like, hey, guys, all I got to share with you is this dream, and you can join me on this adventure. She shared what it was she had. And so this week, the spiritual principle for prosperity I want you to get is that law of attraction. And it's not just a few years old. Ernest Holmes has a whole chapter on it in The Science of Mind from the 1920s called the law of attraction. And one of his contemporaries, Neville Goddard, said, dare to believe in the reality of your assumptions, and you will watch the world play out to fulfill it. It's like, dare to believe in the reality of your assumptions, and you will watch the world play out to fulfill that. But even before them, Ernest's teacher, Emma Curtis Hopkins, who is known as the teacher of teachers, taught Ernest. She talked about law of cause and effect also when she said that your life is a direct recording of your thoughts. If you don't like your life, you don't like your thoughts. Wouldn't it be nice to get like a snapshot of what's in your brain? Look at your life. That's your snapshot. What she said is exaltation will be a magnet that brings good flowing into your life. Depression and anxiety will be a magnet that flies the troubles into your life. You get to decide how you want to be with it, how you want to do it. Life responds to it. You know, before her, you had Ralph Waldo Emerson, the 1850s or 60s, transcendentalist. Yeah, he wrote about the law of compensation, one of his essays. This concept of it's done unto you as you believe, or what goes around comes around, or the karmic stuff. It's not new. You cast your bread upon the waters. Matthew, it says you'll be known by your fruits. It's like this stuff isn't new, but you got to use your brain. You know, this is like the thinkology kind of science that we want to give you, which is why we use affirmations around here, is that we begin to create that neuroplasticity into our thinking. We begin to create a new groove that responds, that which fires together, wires together, is what Donald Hep says a long time ago. It's a whole new science that is saying that we can use our brain. And what I am saying is you can take a look to see how you're presently using it right now. Catherine Ponder, she was like the guru lady of prosperity a while back. And one of the stories she shared from one of her prosperity books was about a woman who lived in a town. And this woman despised her local politician. She made him angry, she upset him, and she was chronically sick for years and years. Does one have to do with the other? Interesting to be aware of what your life is reflecting about, to use your intelligence to see what is life trying to tell you. But what's interesting about this woman who was chronically ill for years because of her hatred toward this particular person, the city eventually called eminent domain on her property. They bought her property from her, and this is the ironic part, is they tore her house down to build a museum and honor the politician she didn't like. Ironic. I'm not saying good or bad. I just want you to be aware that hatred is a powerful attractor in our life. And, so we want to use it on the good side, but I want you to know that focusing in upon that blunder in your life, you begin to focus on and interpret yourself through this one moment of time, which was one of those dark areas that you have chosen to interpret and share yourself with the world through. Doesn't make sense. I want you to become a master of your thinkology. I want you to use your heart, which Ernest calls using love and logic, which he stole from Browning, which talks about the love and the law. I want you to be able to incorporate and use all of that and realize what vision are you holding, what affirmation are you saying and sharing in your life. I love the story from the Bible of Joshua. Definitely one of my heroes because, he went the great Exodus with Moses, all those guys, and Moses sent his scouts out to find the promised land. They all went up to the top of the hill. They looked down into the promised land, and it was like, wow. All the guys came back to Moses and said, you know what? It's filled with giants. And we're never going to occupy it. It's not going to work. We're stuck and messed up. Forget it. They all agreed with that, except Joshua. When he went to the mountaintop, he came back and said, Moses, man, it is the land of milk and honey. Most people are complaining about the calories, but you know what? It's the place. Man, it's the garden we've been looking for. And so he kept Joshua to hold that vision, and out of everybody, he was the one from that previous generation that was able to go into the promised land because he held the vision. He used his heart, he used his mind, he used his thinking. He used that affirmative approach. That law of attraction will bring your good, will bring your prosperity, but you've got to be willing to recognize that this story about Dorothy is about the head, the heart, and the gut. Your head, your heart, and the soul. That's what this story is about. And you're going to come to those forks in the road. But you know what? You've got to use all of you to decide what's right, not what the outside is telling you, because that may be correct, that way may be correct, but you know what? There is the perfect way for you. And so this morning, I gave all of you, when you came in, hopefully you got it before we ran out, didn't realize there'd be so many people today, but I gave you all a diploma. I gave you a diploma as a master of thinkology, bestowed it upon you and granted to you from the Seaside School of Joy, Love, and Logic. I want you to take this home to remind you that you are a master of your mind, your heart, and your soul as we head down the yellow brick road together.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick, follow the yellow brick road. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever, oh, ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Annalise and Red. Woo! So now that you're all masters and you're able to receive the wonderful gifts of Spirit, let it all go and open your hearts for the powerful, powerful heart and soul and expression of Brashira.
I'm sure everybody in here knows that God knows who you are, that we know who we are. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I was thinking the other day by myself, trying to figure out who I am. I felt so confused, at times all alone, and then a little voice said, if you look in yourself, you can find a peace, yeah. And so I prayed, and then a voice said, hey, you're gonna be okay, because God knows who you are. It said, hey, you're gonna be okay, because God knows who we are. See, in this life I'm bound, I'd get so confused. What is wrong and what is right? In all the books they say, oh, you gotta love your enemy, but God, sometimes it gets so hard, yeah, yeah. But if you show me, then I will walk with you. little saxophone. Come on. Father God knows, my God knows just who I am. It's in the air that I breathe, and it's in everything. I said the Holy Mother, Father God just knows who I am. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I said the Holy Mother, Father God just knows who I am. I said God knows just who I am. It's in the air that I breathe, and it's in everything. I said the Holy Mother, Father God just knows who I am. I said God knows. I know Spirit knows. God knows just who we are. Can I say it one more time? I said God knows. I know Spirit knows. God knows just who we are. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Thank you.
This is Brashira. Woo! She knows who she is. How blessed we are for you to remind us. That is Brashira. Bless you, bless you, bless you. My goodness, from the stages of Broadway to the stage of Seaside, nothing like stepping up in the world, Brashira. We're grateful. Woo! That is good, 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 good. Wow, man, I'm just, my whole body's still just tingling. That's it. Trying to get back here centered. You know what? Hey, this is a time where we typically do our collection, and we're about to do it in a moment, but I'll tell you what, first, we're doing these affirmations every week, and this week our affirmation is, I know God's good is my good now. And if you're willing to embrace that and accept that, I encourage you and invite you to sign the bottom of this affirmation card that you'll find on the inside of your Sunday program. The top, suitable for training, for sure. But also, if you don't have a pen, raise your hand. The ushers have a pen. They would be happy to share with you. It's our official You Are the Wizard of Us pen, but we're giving those away in a couple weeks. But anyway, fill it out clearly. And if you're getting our emails, my daily inspirations, you don't need to put your name on there, or if you want to get it, and you put your name on there. But what I do is I take all of these affirmations. This last week I had about 170 names, and I put them on my desk, and I pray over them every day, all week long. And also what we do is we put together a list so you can see everyone who says, you know what, I've contributed my consciousness to uplift the vibration of Seaside, to know that God's good is my good, is our good, is Seaside's good. Collectively, there is a power and a vibration, so we share that list with our constant contact this week. We put it inside the Sunday program. And what I will do is have you drop your commitment to experiencing God's good as your good in the collection basket when it goes by in about 2 minutes. But first, not first, but in addition to, this is the time where we do typically our our regular collection. And it's time where you get to share your gifts in supporting Spirit's work that's showing up in your life as Seaside. As you support Spirit's work, what you'll find is Spirit supporting its work is your life. You cannot outgive Spirit, but what you can do is step into the flow. What you can be is that Spirit's activity in your life, because there is that law of correspondence, that law of attraction, that level in which you choose to play in your life and put Spirit first. You'll find Spirit showing up first in all things, and you don't have to be taken to the edge before Spirit saves you. It's like you're in good shape because you continually remember there is this infinite presence, life force that created all things, and that includes you, and it's sourcing through you. So I invite you to listen to your heart and just feel the gratitude for God and the realization that it is this life force that allows you the ability to create the wealth at the level of your consciousness. So with that, I invite you to look within your heart and choose to share from there. I want to invite our ushers to come forward at this time as we do take our gift from our heart and our soul. And I want to say thank you to this wonderful crew. Thank you to those that mail in your contribution when you can't be here on a Sunday. It is greatly appreciated, as well as those that remember us with the auto tie, that regular systematic support from your world to Seaside. That regular support is very important because we have that consistent opportunity. You know what? Just tear off the bottom and keep the top half. The top half is fun to put on the refrigerator or share with somebody. But anyway, hey, you at home, we know you're there. Timothy has been live streaming this for a long time, and just thank you for 10 straight years, and we know you are at home. We thank you for being there. We feel your love. We feel your support, and you're a blessing in our life. Don't hesitate to call, email, drop in prayer requests. We're here to support you. You're part of the family. You're part of experiencing God's good as your good. So with that, I share this prayer of appreciation with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this truly is a blessed moment where the divine pours forth its blessings through our individual expression. For truly, we live and move and have our being in this infinite reservoir of inexhaustible good, and we become that conduit of its flow into expression. And so what I know right now, there is a deeper conviction that recognizes that our good is God's good that is expressing as our life now, that we're calling forth from a higher awareness, that greater connection, knowing that anything that has dissipated or constricted that flow dissolves into the nothingness from which it came. And choosing to participate in this flow of life, what we find is healing taking place in our life in all the relevant areas. And so we take the good that has been a blessing and we send it forth into life, knowing that it continues to bless all people. And I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment to pause and to remember the true source of all good. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully, I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. those are your guys, plus Hindi. Just a blessing. Your gift of music, all the extra we threw at you today, and you picked it up with ease and grace. Grateful, grateful, grateful. So as I stand before this bounty, I can feel the love, I can feel the blessings, I can feel the grace, I can feel the flow. For truly, we are living in that vibrancy of that divine expression. Know that truly we are that emanation, the God light and the life, and this is just one aspect. And so we take that which has graced our world and we share it. And as it has been given here to Seaside, it is received in love, it is handled in good stewardship, and it's put forth back out into the flow, bringing blessings to all it comes in contact. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this moment to just pause and remember that we are dealing with that which is truly infinite. And it shows up in our world at the level of our participation. And so it is. Amen. All right. Hey, this is Edwin. He is one of your board members taking good care of all of us here at Seaside. Bashira, you rock, man. You are so good. You bring spirit, you bring soul, you bring grace. We just love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, Reverend Lori Mack, what a joy to have you on Sunday mornings. I know this Wednesday's you if you want all of Lori Wednesday night, but right now you just helped uplift this morning in powerful ways. Thank you. And hey, Leslie, I know it's your little baby girl's birthday. Is it Wednesday or Thursday? It is. Like you got a little sunshine for her. Yeah, here's a mic.
Yes, her birthday is this Wednesday night, October 26th. I was blessed with this beautiful child in New York City. So, New York City. Happy birthday. Get over here, woman. Woman child. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to... Okay, wait, let's start again. Let's do that again. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Yeah, go ahead. Happy birthday, dear Rebecca. Happy birthday to you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Seaside.
Yeah, oh my
Aw,
goodness.
thanks,
You're so
Mom.
blessed, Rebecca, to have a mom still in this world to share your birthday
I am grateful
song with
every
you.
day,
And that's
every
it.
day.
That's Leslie Green heading up our choir. Go play with them, I know, after service. So, hey, giving us sound day, Matthew, thank you very much. Appreciate you. Marv, giving us the visuals. Appreciate you. And Tim, thank you for sharing this message with the world. We are making a difference right here for sure. And hey, next Sunday is New Member Sunday. I think we've got already 25 individuals that feel like they're part of the family and say, count me in. I'm going to make it official. And so if you want to become part of Seaside in an official capacity, fill out the membership form, slip it in my pocket on the way out, or visit the new member table. And next week, we're taking you out to lunch. So we'd love to have you be part of that. And we're looking for any sponsors to help pick up and be part of that lunch experience. So see the table out in the back. So that's big news for next Sunday. Also, wear your costume next week. I got mine down at Thrifty Threads down the corner of F Street and PCH. It's a good theatrical one, a lot better than the polyester avatar I wore that one year that Tammy will never let me forget about the blue face, though I have gotten over it. Really? Yeah, it's like one of those moments. Anyway, tonight, 5 o'clock here, we're very honored to have like a head of the Jubilee. And you've heard Candace talk about Jubilee often. It is an organization that's global and trying to eradicate really the predator debt of third world nations that were put in debt, and there's no possible way in the world that they could pay it off. And they have alleviated billions of dollars of debt of third world nations. Candace, anything quickly you want to say? Okay. All right. Thank you, Candace. Would anybody like to share something? Yep. Okay, first, second. Yes.
We learned about God in church.
Nice. God's a good thing to know about.
We also learned about using our imagination and how we used our imagination with our brain.
Wow.
Then we can go, I don't know what I want to say.
Okay.
Today we heard about the Wizard of Oz song.
Nice.
And it looks like we have one more.
Maybe.
Explain!
Hey, all right. Did you?
Today we learned about our imagination, and with imagination you can be anything or anyone.
Wow. This is good. I want you to give a little love to Victoria Wood. She's the head of our youth and family program, doing great, great, great work in there. All right, this is good news unfolding here. What I'm going to do is pray, since that's how we end things. Actually, it all moves up to the moment of prayer. All this leads to right now. I was going to do it later, but I can do it now. I'll do it now. Okay, so you know what? I'm giving these flowers. Arms are waving. There was a powerful announcement that was made Wednesday night at the Wednesday night service. Our wonderful minister, Debbie McDonald, who's been part of Seaside for 15 years, has accepted to be the senior minister, the spiritual leader of the Monterey Center for Spiritual Living in the heart of the Monterey Peninsula. Debbie, you want to come up here just so we can say we love you, we're grateful to you. Oh, Deb. Absolutely. Deb's going to be around for another month. Her last Sunday, she's going to speak. The last Sunday of November is here. So we'll give you the microphone then. You can say all you want to say. And it's bittersweet. Congratulations. So excited. So well-deserved. Heartache and sad for Seaside. But what we do is we cast stars out into the universe that make this world a little bit brighter. And you're a bright one, Deb. We love you for sure. So, okay. Prayer. It's the fourth Sunday, so we do the prayer wall. So I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand up here today with me. Or I'll come down there with you guys. And I'll do some prayer, and then we'll wrap up with our songs like we usually do. But then what's unusual is rather than going to our prayer center for some prayer support, we invite you to come up and receive a personal prayer. And take advantage of this. It feels good. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't cost anything. It's like, hey, this is the dream. This is my Emerald City. I'm ready to be on this golden road. This is our ecclesiastical vice president of the area. You can stand up there and pray too. You know how. This is Sharon Hudson right there. And she keeps an eye on us. So anyway, take advantage of this. I'm going to pray. We'll sing, and then just come get a personal prayer. They want to pray for you. Quick, short, to the point. It's not a long one for you, but this may be. So open up, be receptive. For the grace of God moves in this moment. It's powerful, it's good, it is light, it is love. That first cause, first present, first breath, first pulse, that all-knowing, that intelligence that guides all things truly is the very life from which each and every one of us came from. And what I know right now is that I am of that. I'm not all of that, but all that I am is of the infinite, because there cannot be infinite and me. There is the infinite as you, as me. And so right now I choose to come into this greater frequency, this divine vibration of being, and speak from this revelation, knowing that the truth is emerging in this field of awareness for each and every one of us in ways that are right and real and personal. And what I hear in this consciousness right now is that there's a shift taking place. There's a healing that is going on. There's someone that is opening up to a greater place and experience of good within their life, and that shift is going on. For there is no large or small within this mind of God. It's all spirit. There's nothing for it to be grander with. It is all. And so right now, know that whatever may be the question that is in your life, the challenge, the difficulty, the blunder, the mistake, the scarcity, the constriction, the heartache, the pain, the broken body, you can label it whatever you want. It's just a separation from the infinite. And so it's in this moment that space, that chasm just dissolves into the nothingness from which it came. And there is that flow that returns, that restoration of wholeness, as the Huna philosophy talks about. That right here in this moment, there is a wonderful vibration and frequency that is flowing in our individual lives that allow the body to respond to its innate blueprint of wholeness. There is a responsiveness in every cell, every tissue, every organ, every fiber of the physical being that has this intelligence, this intelli-key that knows exactly what it needs to do to support the perfect physical healing in the body. And the body makes itself right. Just as our world of affairs responds to the law of attraction of that higher way of being, that greater consciousness that knows the truth, it pulls in that wonderful resources, the abundance, the connections, the people, that which is right. And I know right now what is working right is the relationships that move to a place that is wonderful and magical and juicy and intimate and honest and real. The career, self-expression, there's fulfillment and there's success. And what I know right now is that there is a positive vibration that is going out in our nation at this time of election. For Spirit's hand is right there guiding this country to its highest and best. And what is going on here at Seaside, I know, adds to a consciousness of peace and trust in the process of Spirit's unfoldment that makes a difference upon this planet, for peace is emerging, and how grateful I stand in alignment with my brothers and sisters in all those places that are holding a higher vision of truth and love, compassion, caring, and understanding in a world that works for everyone. And so I let go with gratitude and appreciation, not to anyone or anything outside myself, but it's just with that sense of thank you that opens me up to that wonderful expression of wholeness that I am here and now. Spirit has its way. Say yes to that. Yes, yes, yes.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. Come on. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. And no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. And I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, sing it out loud. Oh, that's it, Seaside. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And our affirmation for the week is, I know God's good is my good now. Together, I know God's good is my good now. Touch your heart and say it again. I know God's good is my good now. One more time like you really mean it this time. Come on. I know God's good is my good now. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love. We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Yeah, Seaside.
Come on up, receive prayer. We're here for you. Would love to pray with you.